Couldn't hear me. Couldn't hear me. I had it muted. Got it. Ah, hello. I think. I don't know. Can you hear me yet? There we go. It's telling me. Okay. For some reason, my phone decided to mute me tonight. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, T. How are ya? Yep. Nope. Now you can hear me now. Noelle or Nikki. No, for some reason it turned my phone turned it off. So hi, Luann. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. That's kind of how it works, I think. Hi, Shirley. I hope everyone's having a good time. We are going to play with fun folds tonight. And hi, Michelle. Hello. Um, yeah, I don't know why I was muted. I think because I was using this the other day and I had to use both, and I got to turn one off and turn one on, and it's back and forth. It's crazy. So thank you, Sandy. Hi, Mama. All right. Well, we're going to make some fun folds tonight because the CYOE challenge this month is to use a fun fold. And you guys know me, I'm a mini fun fold person. So happy Friday, Christopher. So I have two little samples that I made up. We're going to make, oh, let me switch my cameras. We are going to make a slimline gatefold card. I've got all the measurements here. And then we're going to make a fun card that looks like this. So gatefold cards, kind of a basic cards, just the measurements. Hi, Penny. Hi, Annie. Hi, Kate. This one I did get from online. I don't remember exactly. I think it was oh my gosh. I saw the video the other day. Aaron, I think, is who had it, and I modified it. So anyway, let's get started. We are going to start with this card, okay? Because I am going to use a little bit of a couple things I have put away. I am going to combine the Spring Awakening stamp sets from last month's box, and then I grabbed the Butterfly Bounty. This was from the Friendship release, and I couldn't believe it. I never opened it before today. I swear I have more than one of these, but I didn't find it anywhere. So I opened this one tonight, and now I'm gonna have to make sure I go and order one if there's any left, because after this weekend or something, because I don't have more than one, and I always organize mine. So I want to choose one that has a little bit of the dark blue in it, and I had it in my head when I saw it earlier, and I don't remember which one it is. Maybe this one, because we're going to use Midnight Cardstock. Let's go through and see. Nope, it was this one. I wanted this one. Okay. So you can use any kind of cardstock you want for this. Fortunately for mini slim cards, the one reason I like it is because I can use pattern paper and I don't need a lot. So we're going to use that. And then, like I said, we're going to use some Spring Awakening pieces that I have. So to start, we need a piece of Midnight Cardstock. And we're going to make a fun fold. I did type up a little cheat sheet too, so I could kind of read it. Not that I know. Oh, there's my cheat sheet. And we're going to go ahead and start this. So 8.5 by 11, and it needs to be 6 by 7 inches. So what I do is I cut 4 inches off, because 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? So I cut off 4 inches, and I just put this away, but we're going to save this. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I love slimline cards, and I don't play with a lot of fun folds. Well, I should, but I just don't. But I think I'm going to get back into them because I did a really deep dive of fun folds this last week and found some really fun ones. So this is 6 inches, so 7 by 6. And just I found some fun, neat ones I'd never seen before, and I just can't wait to play with them. Now, the one thing I'm not finding here is my scoreboard. There it is. All right. So what envelope do I use? I just use a business or a regular letter envelope. I don't know the number size off of it, but it works perfectly. Just a letter envelope that you get in the store. Now, I will say you may have to modify like a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch, depending on the envelope, if you go to like a cheaper envelope, like if I go to the dollar store and I just buy the dollar set of envelopes, but a mini slimline is just fits in just that normal envelope that you would write a letter in. And that's why I like it, because it fits nice. I like slimline cards too, but slimline cards need to be in like a number 9 envelope to really fit well. And if you get the which is like the return address, when you get a bill and you pay the inside, that's the number 9. The business envelopes are 10. And so there's a little wiggle room in there, which is fine. They fit, but you know. So anyway, that's why I like the mini slim. And it doesn't give you so much space. Like if you're not making a scene card, sometimes a slimline card can make you feel like you have a lot of space. Excuse me. So on the 7-inch side, we're going to score it at 1 3/4, and then we're going to flip it and score it at 1 3/4. So I'm going to do that quick here. I didn't want to do anything ahead of time because I think these cards should come together fairly quickly. Excuse me. I don't think we're going to go too much over because I got an honest thing. My Hawkeye girls won last night. And I want to watch them. They play after us. So we're going to go, if we go over a little bit, it's fine. But I can't go over too much because I got to watch my girls. And they won last night. They upset Michigan State, I believe, and beat them. So, and then we're just going to score those and burnish some. And sometimes, I don't worry. Pup's being naughty, you guys. Fletch wants attention. He has Mama's pillow. And he is ringing it around on the floor, hoping I'm going to get up and chase him. There he goes. He's going to go down the stairs. Naughty puppy. There he goes. All right, so there's our fun fold for that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use this pattern paper, and we're going to use this side because I think it's not an exact match, but it's close enough. And as my mom says, they coordinate well. So I depends on how you want to do it. Since I'm using colored cardstock, I'm just going to cut my matte layer down to 5 3/4 by 1.5, which is a quarter smaller. If you wanted to layer it, you would have to go down to like 5.5 by 1 1/4. And then you could layer it on like another piece of like white paper. But I think this is heavy enough that's it. How old is he? He is 2.5. But he hits or miss with the pillows. He used to always take our pillows from upstairs at our other house. We moved, Nikki, last September, and 1.5. And I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I might cut a little bit of this extra off here because I want a little bit more of that blue in here. 1.5. And he's been pretty good at this house since we've moved here. But let's check and make sure we did it right. But he yeah, that's good. And then but he today he was the first day he was kind of by himself for a couple of days. I come home at lunch, so I shouldn't say he's not home alone. 5 3/4. But I'm gonna cut this off the top on both of these because I'm gonna save as much of that dark blue on there as I can. And so he grabbed the pillow when I first got home. He came running upstairs, so I thought, uh-oh, he got into something. And he didn't, and he had my pillow, and I just laid on the bed, and he brought it all the way back to me, which I thought was really funny. See? So now we got that beautiful little matte layer around the outside. Yes, there is, and you're right. There are ways to make them. I know there's dye. I have a dye, I think, that makes those too. I don't make my own envelopes right now just because I feel like I know I could buy a fancy envelope. I really don't. I just put them in a plain white envelope. I don't know if the recipient's just going to rip it open. I just make sure I have noticed that when I've used the dollar store ones, they're a little bit flimsier. So I don't like them as much as maybe ordering some online or, like just getting a little bit higher quality. And I'm not saying, like you got to pay a lot of money for them, But you know, when you pay like $1 for 100 or 150, sometimes they don't last very well. So oh yeah, Sandy's not too far from Anchor. I mean, she is, but she isn't, because it's, you know, I would say it's not far, but for me, I'd say it's not far. Maybe for her. I think you could use that too, and you just need the measurements. I have not. That's on my list someday. All right, so there we go. So here is the preface of our front of our card, and look at how pretty that is with that paper. And then, of course, we need an inside piece. And I think I kind of want to go along with this color. So I think I'm going to go ahead and grab maybe some C. I didn't, do I know C? I think I want to do some C paper, just because I think the white would be so stark. And the C paper kind of coordinates well with this. I think, is this C? Yeah, this is C. And I almost forgot to do this today. I was like, oh no, I guess I should know, because we're using dark cardstock, which you can, and you can write on it. But I want to do an inside piece. So it's going to be 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I did not write these down in the description tonight, but I will. I will do that while I'm watching the game. So I'm going to go ahead and do 3 3/4. I'm going to do 3 3/4 first, because that gives me a bigger sheet of paper, so I could still get a card base out of this one if I wanted to. I'll actually keep this piece. Oh, thank you. It is. I haven't not used this paper before. I can't believe that. But you know, if you looked at the pattern paper in my store, you would 5 3/4. And then this is where you can go wild. You can go ahead and put it in there. Oh, I did not measure that right. Okay. Cut twice, measure once. What? I did measure that before. Did I do the wrong size? All right, let's measure it again. Oh, look at that. I used the outside measure. We need 3 3 3/4 was right this way, but this way it is, yeah. Why is it? I must have cut that wrong. Let's check it out. 3 3/4. Isn't that what that is? All right, let's measure again. Oh yeah, now it's 3 1/2. So we need 3 1/4. I bet you I wrote that down. I probably can't read it. Oh yeah, I put 3/4, but it's supposed to be a fourth. That's okay. We've got this little extra piece. That'll work. Can use that a little. Yes, it is. And like I said, I was looking for my open one, because I always try to use my open pattern papers up first, and I couldn't find it. So, all right. So there we go. I'm going to leave this out for right now, because I want to stamp on it. I just hadn't decided what my sentiment was going to be. Now I wanted to show you how I make a belly band. Now everyone, oh yes, got to have this ruler. It's very handy. I forgot that I even had it until you used it once. So then I went and dug it and looked for it. So I made sure I had it. So what I'm going to take is I'm going to keep it at 8 1/2 inches. And I think, what did I decide I liked mine? I did 1 1/2. And the reason I say that is because everyone likes to do a little belly band their right way, but I found this was the easiest way for me. 1 1/2 measured. So 8 1/2 by 1 1/2. Add to cart. And then what I like to do is I'm going to center it on the front, like, oh, I just want to, okay, I saw it, pause for a second. And instead of scoring it, I just lightly fold it over. And then kind of just make sure it lines up in the back. And then that way it's not so tight that it can't come on and off. Because sometimes when you go to score it and then you know, it doesn't like it. So then you can just burnish it. But I like to just fold it over the outside. That way, you know it's going to fit. And I always do it this way, because then I know this isn't going to matter what it looks like, but I know. So yes, the ruler is the lid to that pencil case. And I think there's 5 pencils inside. Okay, so we've got this. So now we got to decide on what kind of sentiment we're going to do. The sentiment's going to go on the inside tonight, because I am using a leftover piece. Oh, no, and I haven't even mentioned it. Yeah, it is Monroe Madness going on right now, guys, which it's you are free gifts for, and I don't know if I printed that, for different levels that are automatically added to cart. And you don't have to do anything. You just have to have, as you add them to cart, they will, as you add items to your cart, they automatically add some of them. You get to choose between a few things. Like I think there's a simple blend and there's a couple you can choose from, and 12 pencils in the case. But yeah, it's crazy that Monroe Madness is almost over. It's next week's the middle of March. Okay, stamped sentiments. Okay, I need a bigger desk. There it is. We are going to go ahead and grab out one of our sentiments from this Spring Awakening stamp set because I can't get enough of these sentiments. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do this You're Simply Incredible because it fits really nicely inside. And the other reason I like a mini slim card is because you can usually use your mini Misty a lot. And sometimes it's nice to have your mini Misty versus the big one out. I don't know. They just are some of my favorite. All right, we're going to line that up or kind of eyeballing it. All right. Eyeballing that just a little bit. We got snow again today, you guys. It was crazy. I didn't know it was going to snow. I got up this morning and it was snowing, and it was snowing buckets. It snowed till about 10 o'clock this morning, but it was a wet snow. I love the stamp set too, Sandy. And it melted. I mean, it got to 39, I think, but it was just crazy. So I believe that that's the ruler I probably am using because I do not have the pencil case yet. And it's one of those things that I see when I got to the store and then I forget to buy it when I'm there. And then when I'm home, I don't remember to get it. So I'll have to purchase it because I do want those pencils in that case because that would be a nice thing to keep handy when I want just a few colored pencils. All right, we're just going to do some heat embossing quick because the piece I'm using is leftover. I don't know. I posted a scrapbook layout. I think I shared it last weekend of my daughter and the rainbow cards, the rainbow portrait cards. And I used the sterling on top of the midnight cardstock, and it was just stunning. So I have a couple pieces left. So we're going to use that tonight. The pencil case is a little bigger. Okay. So I know that I saw it. I've seen it because I at the store, but don't have that one yet. If you can believe it. There's something I don't have. That's funny. All right. So let's quick heat emboss this. I did grab an external thing so that I could pull it over and do this. No, Michelle, we did not have the blizzard near me. I think thank you, Penny, for for the Monroe Madness. I think you put those up. We had a couple inches and that's it. Michelle, if you can believe that. So that's what it looks like on the sea. Oh yeah, it's Sandy. It is the magic of Brutus Monroe. Or it's the magic of watching a live. Um, I mean, obviously I've been doing this for a little bit. I just pulled this off my thing off. So like a lot of times it's a Christopher Live that it adds up. And then of course when it's new month time, it adds up. Which my stuff is on its way. I believe my order is on its way. That is stuff I ordered. So this should be here. I don't think it'll be here tomorrow. I think it'll be here Monday. So I will get an unboxing video up as soon as I get my box. All right. Look at how perfectly that fit in there. All right. Now, here is the fun part. I am actually going to glue this down with a little tape. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to glue more piece on top. Oh, stuck. My blue sparkle tape gun thing stuck. I think I got tape on it. All right. This is going to be, oh, I shook my camera. Sorry. Just bought you the pencil case. All right. There you go. It's a nice one. I kind of, I know. Well, of course, I will never forget it's your birthday month because it's my birthday month too. All right, are you ready? So I stamped out, like I said, I stamped all of these images out on Midnight Cardstock with silver. Just wait till you see what this looks like. Look at this. Look at how stunning that is. Isn't that beautiful? And that, look at how perfect it fits on the front of a mini slim card. I was so excited. I wanted to use this up because I have 2 of these, and I'm like, this is it. Yeah. So we're just going to add that. So we're just going to add a little bit of tape right to the front, and we have our first card. And I'm going to do a Jennifer Maguire trick. We're going to add the tape gun. Move some things around here. We're going to stick this down, and then a Jennifer Maguire chip. I know you're the worst friends ever because she keeps shopping, Sandy. I know. I understand. I'm going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is it's on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it off, and we're going to just stick our little tip of our little glue. This is one of the little Gina K glue bottles. And of course it's stuck because I kept the lid off of it. I use my glue too much. I don't put things back on top. And we're just going to stick my glue in there. There it goes. And it just right out there. See how that worked? So I didn't have to worry about, did I miss a spot? Just stick this in. I know, I don't know if you guys have seen her do this, but I've seen Jennifer Maguire do this enough that you can just stick it in there and that. Oh, yes, I am excited. Yeah, there are a lot of Brutus Monroe birthdays in here. I cannot wait to play with that. That is my goal tomorrow, is to really play. So there we go, you guys. Here's our first card. Our first fun cold. You are simply amazing. Now you could add some butterflies, and actually, I got one more piece. I think I'm going to add this inside too, because I have this left over. And I think I'm just going to add this down here in the bottom. And why not? I got it. I haven't used it since last week, but it is awesome. And I do the die cut out, or I cut it out and then I stamp method. That is my go-to now, and it's so fun. So I'm glad I talked myself into buying that. I need a crown. My crown might slip a little bit, so it's okay. All right, you guys, we got card number 1. It was super simple. I mean, that didn't take long at all. All right, now card number 2. Let's move this off to the side. Get my embossing powder out of the way. This one I know kind of what, I just didn't know how we're going to decorate it. So you guys are going to have to help me decide that. We are going to, I went through and looked, and I have not used Norma's knitting yet either, you guys. Thank you, Karen. If you can believe that. I mean, I have it. Look at how pretty it is. So I thought maybe it would be fun to use this. And then I just pulled this out and I guessed by looking at what new machine. Oh, Michelle, I got a Cricut Joy Extra. Because my scan and cut hasn't been doing exactly what I needed it to. So I got a Cricut Joy Extra. They had a sale in February, Cricut did. And so I can do my SVGs now, and I love it because I don't need a big one, because I don't do big things. And if I do have my scan and cut, and I do have a friend who has a maker, but I just do little things because I do more card making. I guessed macchiato. I hoped it was going to be the color that would match, and it does. So we're going to grab a piece of macchiato cardstock. And let me consult my cheat sheet here. We need to cut it down again to the same dimensions, 6 by 7. So we're going to cut off 4 inches. I had a Cricut, the pink one. I don't know if it was a Cricut 2 or whatever, a long time ago. And then when they moved away from all of the cartridges and stuff, I just wasn't in the frame to buy a new one. And so I got my scan and cut, and now I'm loving it. So 6 by 7. And we're going to score this one at 3.5. Yes, and there are a ton. If you didn't know, there are a ton of SVG files and digital files on the website. And like the Halloween ones, I love them, and I cannot wait. The other thing that I found, that it's easier to use the SVG files in my Cricut Extra Joy than it is in my scan and cut. So you were looking forward to this live. It surprised me because I forgot about the new schedule. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes, yes. And the Men of Monroe are on Wednesdays now, Susan, and that is Sean and Walter, and they took over my other slots, and they had their first live this week. It was really fun. So, all right, we're going to score this in half at 3.5. All right, I always do it a couple different times, and I like to fold my mountain in or my score line in because that if it cracks, because it's dry, like it can be dry in my house. We do some wood heat, and in that way, if it does, it's on the inside. Oh, Michelle, it's not too hard. You just have to you just import the SVG file and it's right there for you. It actually is pretty, I couldn't believe how easy it was to work. So, okay, let's move on to this. So this is the tricky part. So this is the standard. This is how I like to actually go 3.25 by 6. That's my standard. But we are doing 3.5, which is fine because it will work. I should probably, I don't have an envelope handy right now, guys. Otherwise, I would show you. But if it didn't, I would make my own envelope, and it would just be, there's a YouTube video out there I'll have to watch sometime and figure it out so I can show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I had to think about it. I need to cut at 1 inch. Now, if you have a trimmer that, the I don't know what the other trimmer, not the guillotine, that works really well, but I'm just going to go for it. So I lined it up on the 6 inch and I moved it all the way over to the 5. Now, this is where you could choose to cut however you want. And then I'm just going to be very careful, and I'm just going to take this down, and I'm kind of looking to the side, and I just go down till I'm almost at my cut line. And then you could look, and it needs a little bit more, but I can use my scissors for that. Okay. And then to get this side, all I have to do is flip it over and do that again and go over to the 5 because we need 1 inch and go down. And we just go down a little bit. I go down a little bit more. This cardstock is darker, so it's a little harder to see than the white, the one I was making my pen. So there, we've got our two little, and that does not look right. Did I do 5? No, I didn't. I did 4. I was talking. That's all right. That doesn't matter because it's getting cut off. Okay, so we take 1 inch off each side. Okay. And then I'm just going to grab my scissors here and we're going to chop them off. So just open up the score line and I just go here, cut it off, go this way, cut it off. And then I'm going to go this way, turn it around, and I'm going right on the score line, right on the bump. And then it's kind of a trial and error, but you know what? These are homemade cards, so they don't have to be perfect, right? And then I shut it up and I kind of look at it. And so I'm going to see if you can see that. See this side? I cut really well. It's flesh. And then you see over here, I got a little bit. All I did is, I do not do straight lines very well, but what I just did is I just very carefully cut it, lined up my scissors with that point and cut it. And then it's good. That is good. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit, but it's good. I can't believe anyone would, if somebody was going to complain about that little bump right there, they don't deserve a homemade card from me. All right, so we've got this piece. I am going to try to see if I can trim that out. I have my phone kind of gives me a little bit of a shadow, so that's why it's hard. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got our Norma's knitting, and and I thought this would be a good pair with this, and this would make a good male card. If you're having you want a masculine card, this would be I mean, you could, not that you have to give it to a male, you can give it to anyone, but it's kind of more masculine. But we're just going to kind of go through and find a pattern, and thinking maybe this one. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe, I want to use one with the brown in it. So okay, I know I already went through them all. Let's see here. There's 2 sides. I did not choose this one ahead of time. I'm thinking, ooh, I kind of like that. I think we're going to use this one. So what we need is we need pieces for the front, and then we need pieces for the inside. And then it's your choice on how you want to do this. I am going to go ahead into a white inside piece, and I think we're going to layer it on this one because I want a little bit extra. If that makes sense. Do we want to do, should we do white or should we do jack-o'-lantern? What do you guys think? Anybody have any preferences? Should I do white or should I do jack-o'-lantern for a matte layer? I'm thinking maybe the jack-o'-lantern might be fun. I don't do a lot of color type things. Let's do jack-o'-lantern. See what I got for pieces. All right. Susan, yeah, I saw it. Yep, I saw it. It might not pop up on everything, Susan, because I'm not sure if I set up my restream properly, but I do see it. Yep, I saw that you were looking forward to my live. White, Jack. Okay, I got one white, I got one jack-o'-lantern. So you can hear me though, right? So did I miss something before maybe? Susan? Jack-o'-lantern. Oh, we got 2 for jack-o'-lantern. I think I'm gonna go with the jack-o'-lantern, guys. I'm just gonna, sorry, Sandy. Hope you still love me. All right. But I just noticed this piece is not cut properly, so we're gonna use a full sheet of paper. All right. So and I am restreaming across multiple platforms. So if you don't see all of the chats, I might not have my channel set up properly. I don't know if it's showing everything. But if you're on the Brutus Monroe or channel, and I know if you're on Facebook, you won't be able to see all the chat because it's from YouTube is kind of, and Facebook's kind of weird that way. All right. So, all right. So since we're going to do that, we're going to do an inside piece first, and it's 6 inches by 3.5. So we're going to do a 5. I'm going to do a 5. I'm going to do a thin border on the bottom. So we're going to do like 5 7/8. Actually, it's 5 7/8 by 3 we'll do the 3 one first because so it's the 3.5. I need 3 1/4, 3 1/4. No, yeah, 3 1/4. I wrote the matte layers down, and then it will cost me a loaf of zucchini bread. Oh, okay, Sandy, I think I can do that. 5 3/4. I should make some and have my family drop it off when they, and throw it towards you as they come through next month. So there, and then we're gonna measure that, see if that, okay, so I got my measurements up there, okay, but the measurements down here, so I did not do that quite right. That's trial and error. 3.5. So we need not 3. We're gonna do this again. 3.5. So I went 3 and 3. What is that? 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3/8. Is that math? Is that my math? Is that crafter math? Crafter math. Let's check that. That is close. I might have to shave off just a little bit there, just because I might not have measured it. I don't like that I don't have all the tiny little lines, so it's kind of hard to measure it up. By 5 and 3, 5 and what is it? 5 and I tried to mat it. The inside white piece would be 3 3/4, 5 3/4, but I'm going to go a little bit bigger, so I'm 7/8. 7/8. So see, it's just the hair. There's a hair of a mat there, but I'm going to just trim it just a little bit more. I'm not going to really measure. I'm just going to, because I'm going to eyeball it. And that's what I like to do with my mats, is just eyeball it and see if I like it. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be a perfect. See? And we got just a little hint of that white or that brown on the outside. So that's our inside one. And then for the front, our measurement is 3 3/4 by 3.5, 3 1/4. That is going to be our matte layer because it's 4 inches by 3.5. So we're going to go down, and what was this one? So this is already 3 1/4. So let's check that out because I'm going to use it if it is. Yep. Oh, see, no, that's a little too short. I want it a little bit more narrow than that. I want it a little more than that. So we're going to do a little bigger. I will measure it too for sure. Just again, and make sure you guys, and write them all down and put them in the, like I said, in the description box. I will do that. All right. Yeah, my reach team is chat, but she can see your comments. Yes, I can. And I looked into that before, but I don't think I did it right. So now if I pull that apart, you'll see there's just a little bit. Thank you, Penny. I mean, I looked into seeing where I could do that and I was confused. I couldn't quite find it. And so I'll have to look into that later. I do know how it works when you're using a system like they use at the store, but I don't have that. I just have my computer. So I'll have to research that a little bit more. All right, so now I can cut this down and I'm going to do, let's see, which way do I want my pattern to go? I think I'm going to go horizontal. So we need our side pieces to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to cut one piece down because it is the same pattern. I'm going to cut one down from this way, and then we're going to cut one from, we are going to cut one from each side, just because that way if the pattern is continuing, it looks right. Okay, so that goes on this side, this one goes on this side, and then in the middle we need 3 3/4. Oh, I might have to redo that. I might not have. 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. All right, I'll go over those measurements again yet. Okay. So we've got our mat, we've got this card base, and then we have 4 inches by 3 1/2. So I cut a mat down just slightly smaller. If I figure out which orange piece it was, and it's hard to see that, and then you'll be able to see that in just a minute. And then we cut this down a little bit more. See how that pops kind of on that orange? And then the inside piece here is just slightly, and then we're going to cut down these to 3, and they're going to be stuck right here. So we got to cut those down to 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 1/4. And right, and then we'll do this one too, 3 1/4, and make sure. Well, let's make sure our pattern is right. We need this way, 3 1/4. Okay, and then I got all my measurements together. Okay, so hopefully, I'm sorry if that was a little confusing. We got all our little parts here. Let's get the pieces we don't need, and then we're going to get this decorated. And the fun part I think about both of these cards is that you can go through your stash and find some shaped dies that you could use on the front for like the belly band, or you can use different big or big, you can decorate that belly band however you want in based on your pattern paper, or you could, if you don't have a lot of pattern paper, use emboss, like use an embossing folder, and on those would be, you could do the tone on tone with the midnight on the card base and then just do that, or you could do a stencil design, and then heat emboss. All right, we're going to eyeball this and make sure if we can get this as close as possible to have all of our little pieces. I mean, this is usually the part that I have the struggle bus for, is that I don't have it quite, my edges aren't perfect, but like my little edges, I don't always get that straight. Okay, so now see when you close that? I am doing a lot of math, Sarah. My cousin Sarah's a math teacher, and she just commented I'm doing a lot of math. Oh, that's awesome. I'm late because I haven't gotten used to it. It's okay, Susan. I did see that I thank you. I know I love being live, and as things kind of settle down, I'm hoping I can maybe go back to being weekly instead of every other weekly. But things have been a little crazy right now. All right, so I'm not even sure. Did I measure those? Aren't even the same width, are they? Oh yeah, they are. I think I just a hair. So all right, there we go. Are you proud of me, Miss Sarah? I'm doing math. And then we've got our cover like this, and it's going to go like this. So that is the basis of what our card looks like. Okay, let's get this set down. And then we got to come up, figure out how we want to decorate. I was thinking about the hello butterfly die and just doing a nice hello sentiment kind of in like in a different color that kind of really stands out. So it's not so monochromatic. I hope that you're enjoying some of this. Oh, good. I'm glad you're having a blast. Okay, good. Like I said, math, craft or math doesn't count, especially when you have to measure once and cut twice. And you're doing fractions by that too. Oh, it's about the only math I do anymore, if I can help it. I try to let my computer or my calculator do all the rest. All right, so there we go. Now this is, here, you could leave this just like this. Your card could be just like this. You could have that orange, stamp something on the inside, but I think it's kind of fun. Like I said, I think it was Erin. I have to, like I said, I have to look it up for sure. And she did this might be this. What is going on? This seems weird. This pattern doesn't look like it's not quite matching up. So let's see. Did I grab the wrong piece? Here, let's check. I think we're going to do this piece, you guys, because that one looks like it matches up better. So we need to cut it from the top here. Maybe I grabbed the wrong piece. Okay, 3¼ That's the one thing about doing pattern paper is that if you're going to use the pattern and have it full crossed, you want to make sure that it looks like this. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I miss you guys so much. I hope I get to come up and see you guys sometime this year. All right. Oh, like I said, this is just okay. See, now that one looks weird. What is going on with my pieces of pattern paper? Do you see that? What happened, you guys? This was how it was supposed to go, and now it looks like it's off. Was I off before? What happened? Did I grab the wrong piece again? Actually, you know what? That might be what we're going to do, because I think I cut them backwards. And so we're going to have the patterns be, this might annoy some of you. You may, oh, Sarah, now you're really making me want to come up there. Chocolate roll. Okay, now my patterns are not perfect. We're going to have them go the opposite way. Not sure why. They should be going like this. But for some reason, I want my blinds to catch up. So we're going to skip it because this is card making and it's my card and we can make it however we want, right? So that's what we're going to do. And all I'm going to do here is we're going to just try to make sure we match it up as close as possible. Because we're going to cover up some of that anyway. There. So that, see how that, we want to try to get those to line up. But you see how this pattern's going this way and this way and this way? I'm not sure how I cut that weird, but I think it works. It still works. It might be off just a hair, but it works. I don't usually use such a defining pattern. I like to have fun patterns that are kind of, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then as close as we can make it. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Creative liberties, exactly. And you know what? It's card making and happy accidents. It's just an opportunity to change. So we've got our basic card done. This is the fun part of the slimline card. So now this is where I wasn't 1,000% sure how I wanted to finish it exactly, but I grabbed, we've got the flowers. If we wanted to put some of the flowers on it, this is the petal die, and this is the playful petals die, and then this is the little bit that I don't remember. This came in the inspiration box. But I'm thinking I want to just put a basic sentiment on here. So I grabbed the hello butterfly die, cutting die. And like I said, this kind of matches along with that pattern paper we had before. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And I'm thinking that I'm going to do the hello in orange and the shadow in the macchiato. Yep, happy accidents. Make things life good. And then we can see, might see if I find something that I have that maybe we can embellish with too. All right. So I'll get my little sidekick out here. Oh, thank you, Bob Ross. My happy little trees. My dad was a big Bob Ross fan. He loved Bob Ross. He watched it. And one year he told us he was going to paint, which he didn't. He never ended up doing. I bought him the stuff to make to follow along with Bob Ross and paint. I bought him some um canvases. I don't even remember what else I bought him. I remember that we got him some stuff for painting, but it was just fun. And I watch a lot of free TV on my TV in my craft room, like the app that comes with the TV because I have a smart TV, and there's always a Bob Ross commercial on every single day, and it just reminds me of my dad. And then we got a small piece here, so we'll just cut this down. Ways to creative, what did you say? Liberties, yes, or creative ways to embellish. Oh, now pay attention because your die fault moves. So, did everyone have a good week? I was trying to think, is there anything else I needed to tell you guys? We talked about the create your own ending or the CYOE challenge, which is fun folds of some sort. I mean, if you are not a card maker and you do another project, if you just have a fold on your project, it's a fun fold if you think about it, because a scrapbook page would have a fold on it, of some sort. And I mean, even if you just take a piece of paper and you kind of go like this, that would be considered a fun fold. So thank you. Or if you're a mixed media artist, something with a little fold in it of some sort, that works. So it does not have to be a card. You can enter 2 projects per month. It's on the Brutus Monroe fan club page, and you just need to do the hashtag CYOE challenge so that I can find them. And at the end of the month, I put all the names on a big wheel picker and spin the wheel, and the wheel chooses the winner, and you get a $25 store credit. Oh, no, Nikki, I'm really glad. I forgot you said you were really sick. That was me last week. I have not had a sick day in 4 years. I'm 90%, I would say. I still have a little bit of a stuffy nose. Like I feel like I need to sniffle or something, or blow my nose, and it's not working. And I have a little bit of a, frog on my throat here and there, but I'm much better. I took off 1.5 days last week because I just slept because I did not feel good. So I know it's been going around. I love this hello die because it's just a great chunky font, and it doesn't take a lot to put together. Like I don't necessarily want to put all of the letters together, especially, I mean, I love them. They're beautiful, but to me, I don't always want to sit and glue every single letter. I like that the L's are together and they're nice and chunky so that they're not delicate. If that makes a lot of sense, especially if they're individual letters. If it's one piece, it's fine. I just have to usually be careful that I don't get it. I center it properly. And so that's what liquid glue is perfect for. So you can have a little bit of wiggle room. And then I'm just going to get this hello on there. And then I might need to go through my magic little box over there and see what I have. So we've got our hello. Maybe we'll cut out a butterfly or something to put on top of this too. But we need a pop. I think we need a pop of color for that butterfly. I'm trying to decide what color I want to do. I'm thinking I might grab the pop of color. Not sure what we got here. We're going to look at a bit. And then I'm just going to use some liquid glue to attach it like right here. I mean, look at how kind of simple that, I mean, it feels simple. It was a lot of cutting, but if you could do all your cutting up front and put it together, I mean, how fun is that? And like I said, it's the same It's the same. I mean, they're the same dimension. And I don't even know if I want to put anything else on it. Maybe we'll put a couple of flowers on it. Let me grab some. Let me see what I got. I'm going to grab my little, we all have a bin with a few extra things, right? Let's see what I got here. I've been kind of tossing stuff in a little bin here. So let me see if I got anything here. That might work. I don't know if I do. That's the right color anyway. I mean, I've got lawn fun stuff in here. I've got all sorts of things that it's been die cut. I'm not really seeing anything that I'm loving. So I think we'll skip that. We'll just put a sentiment on the inside. We've got our hello, and then that stamps set was the flying by to say hi. Oh, this does not belong in there. The flying by to say this matches with that other one, and I've got hello and then like my sweet friend. Obviously you can do this. There's a thank you, but I'm just going to do my sweet friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to grab our Misty. I mean, here's something else that you can do. You can grab like one of these lace layers. I mean, and I mean, it almost fits perfectly right there. You could do a little shape. You could do it this way. And of course, then you'd have to, if you're going to hand give it to somebody to them, same thing with the mini slimline card here. You could do a, and so go through your stash, and it's a little bit more fun than a gatefold because it's a different size. And then you don't need a ton of paper for it. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw this in here. And I'm just going to put my sweet friend right in the middle. I'm going to line that up, and we're just going to stamp that down. I'm actually going to use some brown ink. We'll use the Weeping Willow. Flying, but thank you, thank you, thank you, Penny. I have a few of the things linked in the description box that I used. I did not put the stamp set in because I wasn't thinking about that earlier today, but I will add that later. So there we go. We got my sweet friend. And we got just a very simple, and then, we do need a little bling. A little bling. So let's grab some gems. Let's grab some flat back crystals. See what we got here. Pull up my little bin here with my crystals. I'm thinking we're going to add some of the blue shift. I like that. This is the violet shift. This is the blue shift. We're going to add some blue shift to that one. And I'm thinking the crystal ones to this one. That will be fun. Okay. So what I like to do is we do have those triangle trays that I don't have in front of my desk right here. But I like to just pour a little bit in my lid if I can't, especially if I don't find my triangle trays. And I put them here and then grab some liquid glue. And I found this was kind of fun the other day. I'm going to put one in the center, one here, and one here. And then I think we're going to put one here and one here. And then if Francie's not here, but if you have your goggles on, here's my jewel picker. I think she's been under the weather. I miss my Francie. I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks. I'll have to message her and see how she's feeling. So we've got just a few of those. And then I'm going to let that set off to the side for a minute, and we'll tip these back in. And then we're going to grab the blue shift and do the same thing. And we're going to add them. And this is where you can go really crazy. You could add a ton of them, but we're just going to add a few. I think we're going to add one to the center of this flower. 1, 2. I am going to add one to the center of this flower. 3. That might be it. I mean, not all the flowers have to have them. And then what I have found is if you grab and you kind of shake it, they flip over. that's why I kind of like using the lid. Besides the fact that most of my triangle trays I have are in with my embossing powder instead of a spoon or something. They work really well for that too. And then we just got them. I can pour them back in. And it's one less thing on my desk if I'm using the lids. So put those in there. I'm going to put this away real quick in my little drawer here. And then we'll pull these back out, and there we go, you guys. So I'm going to take my little cloth here and gently, I don't want to move them. So I'm just touching. Oopsie, I took that one off. And that's because there is embossing powder there. But you can move them if you're not careful. Those ones are gonna come off because of the embossing powder or the heat embossed. All right. So we're gonna, but like on this, I have a little bit too much glue. If you just dab it gently, go up, go down, straight, you can kind of get some of that extra glue off. So there we go, you guys. Thank you, Sandy. We got 2 fun folds, 2 mini slimline fun folds. I mean, we could add a little gem in the middle of that one too, but then it might, I think I'm just going to leave the 2 on the 3 on the outside, and the little belly band that just fits. You could go even crazy and make that belly band the same sea color so that it matched the inside too, but I think the sea is kind of a fun. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, you have a good night. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Don't forget Monroe Madness. If you are shopping, there is, oh, and I forgot to, of course, say, and I have to say this, and I'm sorry, I did say below, the links in the description block below, maybe affiliate links, or most of them I think are affiliate links. There's no cost to you, but just wanted you to know that I do have my code in there that you can use to get a small discount, or link if you want on your order on the products that it works on. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great evening. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Nikki. I hope you all had a good evening and a great week, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Have a good night, guys. Bye.